Hello, everybody. Welcome. I know. It's been a few days, Hopper, since you put a video out. I know that. I've been busy, okay? Not that y'all didn't want to see what I was doing. Just I didn't want to film it. I'm sorry. It happens that way sometimes. I don't know how much y'all can see, but you notice you can see a lot of floor in here that you normally can't see. Matter of fact, I'll even flip the camera. No, well, the camera's really dirty, but notice there's lots of floor back in here that used to have stuff just piled in it. I couldn't take it no more. I had trouble with my grinders. Come on, finger. Okay. This one you got to see in the video. That's a router that I turned into a grinder. Then we got the regular Dremel that I normally use. This is a roto zip that I did not film. Let's see. Can't zoom out in this mode. Okay. Anyway, this is a roto zip. I made an adapter and it grinds. I've been cleaning, trying to get some stuff straightened up. Just everything come into a so much, and I just had to get some stuff done. I changed the wheel on the belt sander yesterday, cleaned up all this mess. I'm gonna get it out yonder here directly. The main thing was I wanted this area cleaned up so I can get my chair back in here, because I got a few more things to box up and I just had nowhere to box it up. Now you couldn't even walk through here. It was a disaster. So I got cleaned up and we're trying to get back to going at it. So I got a couple saws here that this one I don't really know. I know he said it would kind of run a little bit or something. So we're gonna tear into it and check it out and see what it looks like. And then there's a 590 Timberwolf sitting over it. It says almost runs. I don't remember what that means, but nonetheless, this is a Husqvarna 257. Oh, and I've been working on trying to clean the table up some too. I'm going to try to build some type of tool rack to set right over in here, where I can actually set my tools on it instead of just having them randomly scattered everywhere like they are, because I'm so tired of everything being a mess. It wears on you after a while. Fellas, if you just ain't feeling it, you don't feel like doing anything sometimes, it's better just to clean up. And sometimes after you get cleaned up, you get remotivated to actually start back to doing some things. Just a helpful piece of information there, maybe. We're going to tear into this thing, just have a look at it before I do anything. Darn air filter's got a little bit of a hole in it. Fuel line is pieced together. I'm going to say we're probably going to start with that. Let's see if there's any GIS in it. Any GIS in there? Oh yeah, she's got some in her. We're going to drain that out. We're going to start with the fuel line, and we'll probably pull in the carburetor too, because it's been sitting for a while, I believe he said. I had to go get some gas this morning because I was about out of gas. Well, I wasn't about out, I was out of gas. We're going to clean this mess up. I had my table cleaned out last night because I was doing some writing. I know a lot of people don't think I can write. I told Alyssa last night, I said, this writing stuff feels funny. She's like, well, you ain't done it in for so long, it's a wonder you even remember how. Well, you know. That's the way it goes sometimes. We might just go ahead and pull the, we're going to go ahead and pull the carburetor off of it. Just because it's easier for me to get to the fuel line. I'm going to take the two carb bolts out, take these two rear phalange bolts out. Try to anyway. Come up off there. You gotta slide the throttle linkage up. Literally everything will come off of it. And if you're lucky, which it looks like we are so far, all our gaskets are stuck. Gasket stuck on the cylinder, gasket stuck to the carburetor. Piece of limb or something there. I don't even know. But look at the fuel line we got here. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. It is pieced together. Now, is it stuck? Yes, it is, but that piece looked like it may have been cramping shut. So, well, if I could see. There we got it. There we got him. All right. I'm gonna go get some fuel lines. All right. I thought about trying to get y'all in here a little closer. There's a hole right here with a grommet in it. And then there's a hole in the tank with a grommet in it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this fuel line. See if it'll stop bouncing. We're just gonna give him a little slice like that. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to slip it up in there. I'm trying to figure out where my spray went. Well, I was using it last night, but for some reason, oh, there it is. We're going to take and spray just a little bit of Freon on these grommets. Because a lot of times with these, if you do that, sometimes you can shove the fuel line right through the grommet. I believe I got it through there a little bit. I got it through a little bit, but not near as far as I'd like for it to be. This fuel line's a little bit larger than what was in it. The next size down that I got's a little bit small. I can't see. We ain't gonna fool around with it. I'll tell you exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut a little bit more. We're gonna cut a little more off of it because sometimes that is the way to do it. I think that went a little farther. Don't ever be afraid to back up, punt. Because sometimes we have to. Get just enough through there. I can get one rung around it. And there you go. That's the hardest part, is getting that first rung around it. Once you do that, it's all well and good. Lob that piece off, throw it in the trash. I'm gonna put the fuel filter back on here so it don't look too dirty. And I gotta get some new ones. I'm running out of them, but there we go. Now. All right. We got the fuel line through there. Remove some of this stuff out of the way. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I can turn y'all around and zoom you in a little bit so you can actually see me working on this carburetor. So y'all hold on a second. All right. I don't know what y'all be able to see and what you want, but I got you zoomed in a little bit. We're gonna see if we can tear this apart right fast. Just have a look in here. Because what we're doing right now is what I call a preliminary. I don't know exactly what's wrong with it. So we're going to go inside of it. Diaphragm feels okay. I mean, it's a little dry, but it's not stiff. So we'll pop this side off. This is how I go about figuring out what's wrong with something. Do a little exploratory surgery every once in a while. And don't feel bad. That one doesn't feel bad. We'll rinse it off. Flappers move. Let's see if I can peel it off of there. Yeah, they feel fine. That was flopped up a little bit. I'm just gonna take it and fold it over the other way. Take this one and fold it over the other way. And that just gives them a little sense to go downhill. The screen is missing out of the carburetor. We're going to rinse that out right quick. Y'all give me just a second. I'm just going to shoot a little cleaner down through the needle hole. Make sure everything's clear. We're not going to pull the needle out of it just yet. We're just going to clean it out, check everything out, stick her back together, and then we're going to fire it up. See what happens. I know, you could just do it all while you got it apart, but I don't really want to do a bunch of stuff to it that's not needed. Because that wasn't what they were after. Just want to see if I can get it back running. Sure. And it may have other issues besides this. This may not be the main issue. It could have a coil problem or something like that. So we just want to get it. We just want to get that going. See what we can do. There's a screen installed. I guess y'all can see that. I hope you can. All right. Everything looks pretty good in here. So we're gonna slap him back together. If I can get my brain to work right. Well, why don't you go on there? Thank you. That needle and all, it feels good. I'm gonna put a little bit of, well, I'm trying. My gas ain't looking very gassy anymore. In the world. Let me rinse that back out of there because that's nasty. Okay, whatever. I ain't gonna do that then. I'll just put a little bit of this in here. Sometimes I just like to put a little bit of liquid in the carburetor. And that brake cleaner is actually methanol, so we run that stuff anywho. I wouldn't recommend filling the gas tank up with it, but here we go. We'll get this on here and I'll get it all put back together. Might try to get y'all a better shot of putting it back together. We'll see how that goes. I want to get me a rig eventually set up where I can film better. Let's see what we got. Tell me about that. I got y'all stuffed up there. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to find the intake block. Set him back up there where he belongs. Slide the little Duma flanger on there. Then we got to have this thing. It's got to go on there just as everything else goes. Now, I can't remember if the throttle has to go on there at the exact same time. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get this started on here. Oh, I missed. Let me take it back out. This thing has a certain place it goes. Oh, y'all can't see nothing from my big old hand. That goes right in there. That's got to be the right way because that'll hit over here. We're going to try it this way. And if it don't work, then I'll just take it back off. cut. Need to turn the camera around the other way because it's on this side. So my hand is like, I'm holding it like this, and all y'all can see is my hand when y'all should be able to see over here. Y'all hold on a second. Look at what a difference that makes. I did accidentally turn the camera off. But look, I got my hand in the same place. Y'all can see the carburetor now. Oh yeah, that makes a world of difference. Go down here and we're just gonna cut the fuel line off. The main thing I'm trying to do right now is see if the throttle linkage will go back in there as it should. I think it will. Yeah, it'll go in there. I'm gonna have to notch that out just a little bit because the fuel line I'm using is larger. So I'm just gonna take my grinder and just open the sides of it up just a smidge so it doesn't pinch the fuel line off. Then we'll take it outside and fire it up, see if she'll run. Okie dokie. All right, give me a minute. I had to get used to hitting the right button. So I just opened it up a little bit. There's a little burr or two there on it still, but a little fuzzy. Getting these things back in. This was kind of one of the aggravating points of these saws is getting the throttle in and out sometimes. Other than that, I love these old saws. I think the throttle pivot pin is gone out of this rascal. Okay, why will the choke not come on? Oh, something's got to be binding it. Well, what in the world? Something's got the choke bound up. All right, let me figure out what it is and I'll show you. All right, that took entirely too long, but anyway. All right, what was holding the choke up, there's a little plastic lock over here, and it was hitting against the bottom of the saw and wouldn't let it go. I just had to pop the screws loose and let it come up and then turn the choke on and put it back down. But I also said that the trigger, the trigger pin's missing. Well, I don't have a way to get up in there and measure it. So what I did is I found something close. And then I started going a little bit more and a little bit more until I got to this. And I found out that it's the same all the way through because I think they put the pinch lock where the trigger goes through so that it squeezes like a screwdriver. It squeezes into the trigger and holds it still. But what I did is this end's a little bigger and this end slides on the trigger. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it through the trigger and then it just taps into the side of the tank over here with just light pressure. And that should ought to hold it in there. So now we got, get that choke back in there. Turn the choke on, turn the choke off. Hear the click. That's the fast idle coming off. Oh, that trigger feels nice now. All right, we are ready to throw the air filter back on it. And I don't know if anybody wants to see this or not, but I don't know if you can see it or not. But I'm gonna show you these air filters. It's got this real fine mesh on them. They get torn, they get holes in them. This is how we fix them. And I know there might be some controversy on this, but look, these filters are extremely rare and very expensive if you can find one. So anytime we can save one, we're going to. What we're going to do is get a little bit of sealer out of there, and we're going to take a little piece of wax paper. Just a little piece from an old sandwich wrapper. Works real good. That's what this is. We're just going to take this. I don't even need it that big. Just a little bit bigger than the hole. That's it. We're going to smear a little bit of Permatex on the piece of paper. Then y'all see where that hole's at. We're just going to take that and drop it over the hole and mash her down flat, just like that. I may put a little bit on the sides of it, just what smears out. We're just going to do it just like that right there. And then when that Permatex sets up, the hole stopped up. So I know it's a little bit crude, but it is effective. I got that chunk out of there. Just about time for another tube of ultra gray Permatex. Permatex, if you're listening, I support your products. I do it free of anything else. I don't get no sponsorship off of them. All right, we're gonna stick this on here because you got to have the top cover on it to try it out, or else the throttle just keeps jumping out. We're gonna go see if she'll fire up. Oh, excuse me, I found another problem. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but the Decomp appears to be burnt. Off. Oh yay. This is going to require some disassembly. Okay. Well, you want to be like that? I guess it does. Okay. Y'all seen me change decomps before. I'm going to get this decomp out. Alright. I went and snatched one out of old 550 cylinder. It's got a smaller knob on it. Act like it's kind of hitting the handle a little bit, maybe. So we got that problem solved. Now we found a couple of issues with this thing. I think it's got the wrong spark plug in it too. That could be part of it. But we're going to see if it'll run. That's what we're interested in. Whether it will actually crank and run or not, because I have not heard it run. So we're going to pour his gas back in it because he said he dumped it out and put fresh in it. All right. Now, drop this rascal back in there. All right, let's go see if it'll run. All right, hopefully you ain't upside down. The numbers are upside down on the monitor, but we'll find out. We'll find out when we watch it, won't we? Oh, maybe. That's pretty good. Oh, mercy. All right. I think we're already at the 30 minutes. Got 13 something on this video and another 18 or so on the other one. I was going to try to do 2 today. Maybe I'll film out one for tomorrow. I got to get some stuff done, y'all. I really do. All right. Hope y'all having a great holiday season. We appreciate you. We're glad you come here. Remember, we have a live feed on Saturday, usually around 5. That schedule's going to be a little goofy as during the holiday season because we have a lot of things going on Saturdays. A lot of practices and stuff like that. So, hope y'all enjoy it. I'll try to let everybody know when I'm going to do something. December the 9th, my live feed is going to be either early or on Friday. I just haven't figured out which one yet. All right. Y'all have a good day. Stay safe. Be kind. Treat each other the way you want to be treated. God bless. Remember, Jesus loves you. Bellhopper out.